There are expensive players on the Eagles who might be running out of time. And it's not just any name. It's a guy who came in as a heavy reinforcement, but hasn't shown his worth yet. The question now is whether it's worth waiting longer or cutting losses now. Comment below, leave your like, and subscribe, because the decision needs to come before training camp. The Philadelphia Eagles are in one of those quiet moments of the offseason where everything seems still, but a lot is being decided behind the scenes. The draft is approaching, and everyone knows Howie Roseman doesn't usually sit still. Rumors of movement in the draft order are already circulating, and as always, the team is actively assessing the current roster. One of the names back in the discussion is pass rusher Bryce Huff. Initially, the focus was on Dallas Goedert, who is in the last year of his contract and is an asset with good market value. But since March, reports have emerged indicating that the Eagles would be open to listening to offers for Goedert and Huff. What stands out here is the context. Huff was one of the major signings of the last free agency, signing a contract worth $51.1 million over 3 seasons. And yet, he is already being considered a possible departure just a year later. The reason? Simple: underwhelming performance. Huff had only sporadic appearances in 2024, largely due to the deep rotation Philly already had on the front. But even with less time on the field, the impact didn't come close to what was expected from an edge rusher with a starting salary. It's worth noting that he came off a strong season with the Jets in 2023, with 10 sacks, and was signed precisely to maintain the level of pressure with the departure of veterans. Now, the situation is ambiguous. On one hand, the Eagles have lost important names like Josh Sweat and Milton Williams, which opens up real space for Huff to have more snaps in 2025. On the other hand, keeping a high-cost player with limited production and no guarantee of improvement could hinder other decisions. The financial structure of the contract still allows for some flexibility, but any cut now would have an impact on the cap. Therefore, it's speculated that the team might hold on to the player until training camp, see how he adapts to the new system, and only then make a final decision. This is the kind of dilemma that defines a season. Huff is 27 years old, has physical vigor, explosiveness in the first step, and has already shown that he can be productive when used correctly. But consistency and tactical discipline were clear absences in 2024. If he can deliver what he promised when he signed, he becomes a key piece in the defense's renewal. If not, he might end up being just another contract swept under the rug. The big question now is it worth trusting one more offseason and waiting for the turnaround? Or is it time to cut ties now, with the market still hot and the draft opening up new possibilities? Do you think Huff deserves another chance, or is it time to move on? Comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe, because the discussion here is with the argument and perspective of a fan who follows closely.